Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Mel7 Gaming, and today we're going to continue on with our AI experiments. There's been a lot of talk about enemy AI versus, well, I mean, just AI in general. The biggest issue is for me, and I think for some of you, is AI remaining at a decent range for its weapons. So, for instance, LRM mechs that run in and are never far enough away to actually shoot their LRMs, and making sure that the AI is in the optimal range band, even if it has a weapon maybe that requires a smaller. So if it has one small laser, two PPCs, and an LRM, does it run in to get within small laser range, or does it stay back where its PPCs and its LRMs are better? So we're going to do a little bit of experiment with that. I'm going to build everything right along this here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and copy this to the clipboard, so we can hang on to this particular key. So you can see I've set it up as a war zone. I think that's probably the easiest way for us to deal with more consistent drops as far as things are. And if you want to step back, you can step back. Otherwise, we're going rural. We're going to go into the Raslac. I'm a huge fan of them, but we're going to make them the enemy this time. We're going to go medium map, Lush Canyon morning, no weather, light atmosphere. And we're going to do that. And now we just need to figure out what vehicles I want. So give me a few minutes to go through and find. I want to find the same mech that we can do kind of 3 different setups with, plus us. So we'll see how that goes. All right, guys, this is what we've come up with. We're going to run 3 Hunchback 4Js. Now, this isn't ideal, but it still will work to give us a range of stuff. So we've got our first one here, our red one. This is going to be our close range Hunchy. He is just the stock laid out. So he's got a small laser, medium lasers, and LRMs. So in theory, he's going to want to be very close for that small laser. We should see him, if our theory crafting is correct, he should be the one that runs in the closest. If we take a look at that small laser, we see that it has a range of 225 meters. So he's going to want to be close. Now, the mediums will take you out to about 405. And the LRMs, you need to be at least about 190 out to hit. And then they'll go out to about 900 meters. So they do have a minimum range. So, but we expect to see him come all the way in so that he can use his small laser. Next one, we've got the yellow one. The yellow one is similar, except no small laser. Now, what we could do here, actually, is put a tag in there. And if we cared, I probably would. A tag, I think, has the same range as our medium lasers. It's a little bit longer. Sure, let's go with that. Let me save the loadout real fast. No small. Oh, we'll just say with tag. With tag. No small. There we go. That way we make sure we can load these back up later and get them exactly as they were. So there we go. So this is our medium range one. And then we've got one last one that essentially just has no missiles at all. All he has is the LRMs. I would have liked to have given him a large, but he just doesn't have the weapon slots. He only has medium energy slots. I thought about giving him the tag, but the tag is the same range essentially as a medium laser, so that would make him come in. So we should see the red one the closest. We should see the yellow one about twice as far back. And in theory, he should be able to keep LRMs and medium lasers going all the time. This should be reasonable, right? He can be out, 200 out, to get the medium lasers in and still be within LRM range, and he can be a long ways out. We will see what happens. I don't know, honestly. I don't have a good feel for this. This is coming from you guys as far as dealing with ranges. Philip has talked about the range bands. So we're going to kind of experiment with that and see if we can force a mech to stay at the range we want it to, by limiting its options as far as weapons. Oh, no pilots. We will go ahead and put regular pilots in all of these. That way we know we can make this consistent across the board. We'll just keep putting regular pilots in. I am what I am, and we'll go. So regular pirates. Sure, regular pirates. Also regular AI pilots. And let's give this one a try. This may be something also that we could do, and we could look to see if the pilot skill determines whether they're better at staying in their range or not.
We are walking right into the thick of it, Commander. Help each other hold back the tide of the enemy advance as long as possible.
I do need to change one thing really quick. Let's see if that fixes my audio. There we go. Where do we gotta go? Right over here. And I need my headphones on now because I moved the audio over because of the Go XLR. So let me get in there. I'm mostly just going to sit back here and see what they do. I think we needed 130 tons for this. They are bringing 150, which is the three of them. So far, red's in closer, yellow's back a little bit farther. Green is back here on the hill.
Target is lit up with tag.
Target acquired.
And they're actually using the tag on the medium one. Nice, and we see the icon there.
Painting hostile with tag.
Red and yellow are about the same distance, but green has definitely stayed back. May help a little bit on some of these just to keep him out.
Destroyed.
Good kill, Commander.
Oh, I got the kill for that?
Explosion imminent.
That was just
I got
pure
it.
stupid dumb luck. Oh wait, now I need to run up here to pop this. Then I'll get back. Of course, this is going to pull everybody in, so we'll see if now they move back to where they're supposed to be. I'm going to move back to my hill. We'll see if green continues
Target
back.
acquired.
I'll just kill this dude because I want
Target
to.
destroyed.
Alright, green is sliding back. Red and yellow are both in close for the most part.
Target acquired.
Figure out what my weapon groups are.
Target destroyed.
So we're seeing red and yellow in
Looks
close.
like you've got their attention. I'm showing multiple hostiles.
What if I say to attack that one? So I told them to attack it. Let's see if they move to within ranges. Now, so far they're staying out because the LRMs are what they are. Green is staying back the farthest, though, by a long ways. We're seeing yellow move in. We're seeing red kind of stay back a little bit, but at this point the guy's in pretty close. Green is trying to stay back.
Target destroyed. Target
What's he going to do now with
acquired.
this dude?
Blazing target with tag.
Alright, medium's gone in after him. We know because he's tagged him. And he's gotten the attention. This guy couldn't shoot, so the AI got distracted and came after who was shooting him. In this case, the guy that put the tag on him initially. Interesting. I think we can say so far that this theory about them staying within the range band of trying to get with all their weapons is probably fairly accurate. I don't see yellow using the medium lasers very often. There we go. There they are. He is doing a good job of tagging.
Additional forces entering the engagement area, Commander.
We've seen
Be on
green
the
has
lookout
gone
for them.
all the way back to there.
Marking that target with tag.
Target acquired.
Enemy eliminated.
Okay, they're going after those. There is a dude back here, though.
Painting hostile.
So we'll see what
with
happens.
tag.
Maybe
Target is
I'll
lit
take
up with
advantage of
tag.
this one. I'll shoot. Oh, they got him. Tag got him, and tag distracted him off. Interesting. The tag is enough to pull aggro initially. And then the LRMs come in. We're not seeing a huge change between the one with the small and the one with the medium, but they generally stay about the same distance away. The tag seems to be grabbing, because it can reach out initially and he uses it right away, it seems to be grabbing the attention right away, which means the mechs tend to go after him, and he has to fight at whatever
Kicked
their
over the
range is.
beehive here, Commander. More hostiles inbound.
Target acquired.
Blazing target with tag.
I'll throw some
Target is
LRMs
lit up
out.
with tag.
Destroyed.
My kill.
All right. And again, they're coming from
Painting
this direction.
hostile with tag.
Tag seems to really get their aggro. I mean, they start going after green. Look how far back green has moved. So when you don't give him another option, he does slide back. And that tag just definitely grabs him. I'm just shooting for the hell of it. At this point, I think we can say our experiment is reasonably accurate. I'm going to put all my mediums on the same
Enemy mech destroyed.
deal, though.
Acquired.
When does he get tagged? That's the question, because it seems to be as soon as he... Oh, wait, LRMs
Marking
are...
that target with tag.
There's the tag. LRMs are incoming from lots of people.
Your objective is complete, Commander. When you're ready to leave the fray, hop aboard the ship and we'll get you out of there.
I think that worked. I think he stayed where... I mean, it was hard to see the difference between these two. But I think that's because the tag drew people in.
Blazing target with tag.
Let's see how many LRMs we can drop on that tank.
Destroyed.
Enemy hostile with tag.
Yeah, now we're just killing stuff for the fun of it.
Critical.
Yeah, green had come in, but now he's backing right back out again. Now that he's got the range.
Killed a mech.
I can't believe we haven't accidentally tripped this thing as close as we are, 66 meters.
Target is lit up with tag.
All right, I think
Welcome
that's...
back, Commander. Stand by for extraction.
I think that's probably experiment, but we'll do one more mission. Maybe we'll do a slightly different mech. We'll do a slightly different setup, and we'll see if that can work. Maybe we'll do something with just without the LRMs, but just with maybe energy or AC type weapons. And you can see the guy that got close actually did the most damage, although he wasn't really any closer here. But this guy had to deal with mechs circling him because of the tag, whereas he was allowed to stand back and get decent LRM, but also decent missile shots. Or decent laser shots. He did 187 in back and actually did get a mech kill, but we saw he did stay back where he needed to be, so I've got absolutely no complaints with how that worked. Yeah, I think that did what we expected it to do. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to stick with the same mission, and I'm going to pick some different mechs. All right, guys, I think I've got three more mechs. Again, a 135. Tonnage-wise, they're going to be 10 tons under what we were last time. We're going to be at 140, so the three of them together will be pretty close to what they should be. Our orange assassin right here is going to be our close range. I just drug it to orange instead of red, I guess. You can see he's got 3 small lasers, an SRM, a medium laser, and an LRM. So he could be at any range band and still hit stuff. That's the plan. So he could be long way out. If he wanted to be just to launch those LRM 5s, he could. But he does have those 3 small lasers, and so we expect him to go in. Our Hunchback here, all medium lasers. I removed the small laser and just gave him a little bit extra armor. So this is our medium mech, right? I mean, up to 400 meters, he should be fine anywhere in there. For a long-range mech, I've got this Crab here. We've got the Crab FL. He's got an LRM and 2 UACs. I removed, I believe, a medium laser off of him. I did take off a laser that was a more medium range. Now, UACs aren't super long range. They're about 600. But we should see him sit out a little bit farther with the LRM 5s. This may not be the best option. It may be we should have gone with, you know, some AC2s or something like that. Maybe a blackjack with AC2s. I don't know. But we'll give it a try. We'll see how it goes. If this isn't enough separation, if we don't see a separation, we can redo it and change his weapon and see if that pushes him back a little bit farther. Obviously, the UACs don't have a minimum range, but the LRMs do. So hopefully we'll see him back up a little bit. You can see he does have a max range of 900, a max range of 405. And oddly enough, our close range also has a max range of 900 because of the LRMs. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll drop it. I'm just sitting in my Archer again. I expect to do the same thing. I'll sit back on the hill and let them kill things.
We have friendlies under assault from hostile forces. Link up with them and hold off the enemy advance as long as possible. Be sure not to overextend yourself, Commander. Eventually, you will need to fall back to the evac point.
Target acquired.
All right, we'll come up here where we got some bad guys to see. I'm going to burn some trees down so I have a better view up here. There we go. And we'll see what happens. And again, we expect red to go in, yellow to be next back,
Target acquired. Target
and
destroyed.
green to stay back. And I'm gonna... Oh, and there's those UACs opening up. I'm going to back up a little bit more to be behind him. I don't need to take friendly fire. But we're seeing more or less what we expect to see. There's our assassin, there's our hunchy, and there is our long-range crab. Doing what he's supposed to do. Keeping the ranges he's supposed to keep. Now, this UAC might pull attention more often because he does have something to reach out and touch people right away. He's not waiting on locks. There's not a tag that's going to come in and grab people faster. Maybe we should have put a tag on the assassin. Maybe that's it. Maybe your brawler, your up-close guy, should always get a tag if you can do it. And now we've got a leaf blower and my dog's barking at it. So apologies from the audio. I may just mute it here. I don't have a whole lot to say. Maybe we'll just roll some music right here.
New target acquired. Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target.
Enemy mech destroyed.
So far, so good. I think we can write this one off. If you give them the range bands, they appear to go to their closest range band. Now, there's some other stuff we could do. We could do I have to walk up here. We could do something like we put some small lasers on something with some LRMs. But we more or less did that with the Hunchback, and we saw that even though we had the LRMs, he moved in closer. Even though, probably mediums and LRMs would do more, but, it was hard to tell. But you could do something like that to see if how they'll do with something like that. I'm going to move back to my spot back here. I might move... I'm going to move up here. We'll see if that makes a difference with where green sets up. Does he stay closer to me and then moves just up enough to shoot stuff? In the moment he's in it, which is fine. He doesn't have to be a long ways away to shoot stuff. He just doesn't need to be close. So let's see where the multiple hostiles come from. There they are. Alright, we should see red run in fairly quickly now. Green we should see hopefully stay back a little ways. That's what we're seeing. Red is run towards somebody, I'm not sure who. Yellow's there. Green is trying to maintain his distance. I'm not sure what red is doing at the moment. Not much anything. There it goes. He did fire his LRMs. He doesn't seem to be in a hurry to close, but he is well within range of his mediums as well, and probably within his smalls there. He didn't need to get any closer. I'm going to tell him to go after this spider here and see what the assassin does. Alright, he's LRMing on his way in. He doesn't seem to be in a huge hurry to close. He has closed more than green, but not as much as yellow. There we go. No, maybe? I don't know.
New target acquired.
I'm going to shoot something just because I can.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, green does not seem to be doing as well trying to get in with the smalls. He is staying back a little ways. Now, partly that may just be because he can. He's got an easier shot with him. That was a good laser burn. He can sit back and do that, essentially, while this poor spider runs around the Hunchback.
To be bringing in additional reinforcements. Brace yourselves.
I'll go help this little dude over here. Somebody's shooting at me, but we're going to ignore him. We're going to let those guys go in after him. Who's over here shooting at me? AC-5. Oh, well, fair enough. Scorpion. The standard.
Critical. Target destroyed.
Another Scorpion back there. Crab's trying to open him up, but missed. There we go. Got some shots in there. He's got that UAC working. Oh, look at those missiles doing their thing. He must have lost targeting like halfway through or something. Or
Target acquired.
well, we are saying with an option. He has stayed back probably out of small laser range fairly often. As often as we've seen him stay back out, so he's not going in specifically for the, let's see, that's 200 out, that's 5, so he's been staying about 300 out. So he's been doing a pretty good job of maximizing the LRMs and the mediums and not letting the smalls make him drive in, even though he has
have a narrow window to evac if you're ready.
3 small lasers. He's staying back with the mediums and the LRMs and the SRMs. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, our target is 642 out. He is about 250 sideways. He's a little bit closer than I am, but he is going after that tank. I don't know.
Enemy eliminated.
Green has done a good job, though. So we are seeing that if you don't have any close range weapons, or if you only have weapons that have a long range, they do definitely try to stay back a little bit farther. He's not being given the option here as this guy runs in on him, but... Get a little laser burn. Not a great one on the crab, but he's shooting pretty well, though.
My kill.
In this case, I think he just grabbed aggro, and that's all you could... That's all that happened.
Enemy battle mech eliminated.
Additional bogies setting an intercept course on your position.
I think I'm
You're
kind
clear to board at Mech Bay number 1.
I was gonna say, I think I'm under it
Welcome
already. All right, well, I think we can safely assume that if you give them more options, you're going to get less predictable behavior. But if you want them to stay back, don't give them a close range weapon, right? Our crab stayed back. Our LRM only Hunchback stayed up. Our medium mechs generally stayed at medium range. Tags were spectacular at pulling aggro. And our close range, well, this time was less obvious than last time. He did not go in as often as I expect him to with the 3 small lasers. He more or less sat back with his medium, his SRMs, and his LRMs. It maybe they look at how much DPS they can do in each range band and they try to stay at that area. That's not out of the realm of possibility, but I would say that it definitely means it's less likely to predict what they are going to do as part of your group. So if you know you want somebody to be back as a support mech, make sure you take the small weapons off and let them sit back. I understand that means that they're going to get into trouble probably if a light mech comes after them, but it means you have to work as a team just like you would any other time, right? You can't have your catapult with... I was going to say you can't have your catapult with your 4 mediums and your LRMs, which is what you normally have those mediums for, so you can deal with close-up things because they might run in close. Well, maybe the catapult is a deal for another day because our leaf blowers are going in full effect, and who knows when my dogs are going to start barking again. So that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed this AI experiment. Sorry for the background noise, and we will see you guys next time. Cheers.